And now a message from Berthold Gambrel. We remind our viewers that Berthold Gambrel is a normal person.
We have ways of making you talk. Are we on? Oh. Yeah. Right. So, I'm here today to talk about this wonderful book called The Unpublishables by Noah Goetz. It's a really great book. Some of you may remember I blogged about it a while ago, and so you're probably wondering why I'm talking about it again now. Well, I'm sort of in the same position as Robert Mueller was, which is that I wrote this thing, but it became apparent not enough people were reading it. So I realized, well, what can I do? I can make a video. People love videos, and tell people that they need to read this thing. So that's what I'm doing here. It's a really great book. It's a loving, affectionate satire of the world of indie books and indie publishing. And it's a very funny comedy, but it's also very poignant at times. I really admire the fact that he was able to do that. And I should also point out that since my blog post went up, it's become available in paperback form. So before it was Kindle only. If you're one of those people who's like, oh, I can't read things unless I have a physical copy in my hands, now it's available in physical form. You can check it out. And I recommend that you do. You know, it's funny, I read a lot of excellent indie authors that I follow, and so many of them talk about rejection, how they get rejected by literary agents, publishers, and so forth. And it's discouraging. But honestly, you know, I've read enough big-time, big-name bestseller books to know all of them start to feel the same at a certain point. And I think there's a reason for that. It's not a coincidence. I mean, business types, literary agents, publishers, whatever, they're looking for a book that's going to sell. They're not judging a book if it's good. They're looking if it's going to sell. And it's similar in the tech business. There's an old saying, nobody ever got fired for buying IBM. Similarly, you don't get fired if you pick up a book that has the formulas of past successful books. So they tend to be similar. But with indie publishing, people can tell the stories they want to tell. And I think that's great. And, you know, people might say publishers act as gatekeepers or what have you to prevent, like, low-quality books being published. But in general, indie authors, you know, these are people who want so bad to tell these stories that they have to design their own covers, do their own editing, all of it. They're willing to do all that stuff just to get it out there. And I think it's really great that we live in a world that makes that possible. And as for, is there a roughness to indie books sometimes? Yeah, I mean, that's true. But the ability to correct typos on the fly as we're reading is really the only thing that separates us from the machines at this point. So anyway, that's why I'm for indie books in general. I think people should read indie books. I think people should write indie books. And if you're looking for a good place to start, The Unpublishables by Noah Goetz is the place to do it, because it's all about the world of indie books. It's a love letter to books, and I really can't recommend it highly enough.